In the United States, people love their cars, and most people will even tell you that it's impossible to live here without a car. And a good point that they bring up is grocery shopping. Because here in the United States, people like to buy their groceries in bulk, 1 to 2 times per month. And I'll tell you right now, it's pretty dang hard to do that without a car. So how do we get groceries on a bike? How can we have our bikes and eat them too? I present to you 3 tips for grocery shopping on a bike. Tip number 1. Route planning. Ideally, choose a grocery store that is closest to you, and take into account the amount of climbing and descending that you have to do in order to get there and back. Because if you go down a hill, you're probably gonna have to go back up the hill with a bunch of groceries on your back and on your bike. But sometimes, you can cheat climbing. Here's a pro tip. Don't climb with 20 pounds of groceries on your back if you don't have to climb with 20 pounds of groceries on your back. Take an elevator. Now, with more weight on a bike, descending can become unstable, twitchy, and unpredictable, which just isn't safe. So try to minimize the amount of climbing and descending that you have on your route to and from the grocery store. Often, flat routes and the shortest distance are the best, but not always. I usually shop at Ralph's because of its close proximity to me, but Trader Joe's food is so much better, it's worth the trip. Tip number 2. Carrying capacity. Know how much weight and volume that you and your bike can carry. I made this mistake, bought way more food than I could carry, and got stranded in a Target parking lot. But at least I had food. If you're like me and all you use is a backpack to carry your belongings when you go out riding, you'll probably have to go grocery shopping 1 to 2 times per week. But this isn't really an issue, because I mean, I swing by the grocery store on the way home from like school, from work. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's like it's on the way. So I mean, it's grocery shopping is like, part of the weekly routine. I mean, I just go. It's not a big inconvenience. That's what I'm trying to say. But if going grocery shopping at least once a week or even multiple times per week is a big inconvenience for you, the best way to increase your carrying capacity is to get a rack, a bigger bag, panniers, or a basket. And this will allow you to get more groceries in one trip so you don't have to keep going back and forth from the grocery store. But another thing to consider when you go grocery shopping and when you actually get your groceries is that you'll have increased weight in your bicycle ecosystem. That means there's going to be more downward force on your tires, which means you'll be more prone to flats. So something to keep in mind is that you might want to increase your tire pressure if you are getting a lot of groceries. Tip number 3. Shopping. If you're carrying your groceries via backpack, don't do it. Get a shopping cart and pick up a basket when you walk into the store. Because of how space works, you can't cram a shopping cart full of groceries into a backpack unless you're a wizard. I know, I've tried and I found out I'm not a wizard. When you go shopping, have a list and stick to it. Be a sniper to your list and only get the items that are on your list. This helps you save money, and it also helps you save precious backpack space. Lastly, try to avoid processed foods. Not because they're bad for you, but because they're heavy and they take up precious backpack space. It seems that the more processed a food is, the more worthless packaging it comes with that I don't need to take home. Because of that, I buy a lot of fruits and vegetables because they come with less packaging, and 1 backpack's worth of fruits and vegetables is usually enough to feed me for an entire week. So to recap, know where you're going and how, know how much you can carry, and know exactly what you're going to buy. You can have your bike, and eat it too. That makes no sense. Have your bike and eat it too? What were you thinking, Zach? I don't know, Zach. I thought it was funny. It's like, have your cake. Yeah, I know what it means, Zach. I know what, have your cake and eat it too. I know what you're trying to go for.